Okay, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to factor, and this is going to be a whole bunch of examples, basically, where I will go over the steps to factor a trinomial by what's called trial and error. So what that means is you're going to have to check it out. Okay, so there's going to be some trial and some error, and then you will hopefully find the right answer. Sometimes it doesn't work, but for all examples where they ask you to factor by trial and error, of course, it would work. So the first example we're going to look at is going to be x squared plus 11x plus 28. Okay, so every time we are asked to factor something like this, we are going to have to create a table. Okay, so in the table, we are going to list pairs of factors. So you've already sort of done that when we were doing the previous section, which was greatest common factor, where you had to list the factors. So you're going to have to do that here, but you're going to have to list pairs of them. Okay, so I'll show you what to do in a second. Then in this column, we're going to put the sum, and in this column, we're going to put the product. Okay, so sum and the product. And you can of course switch them. You can put product first and then sum. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so what sum and what product? What are we talking about? Okay, so the first thing you do is you look at your numbers, and the numbers that you're only interested in are the coefficient of x, meaning the number that is next to x. What that would be 11 here. If there is a minus, then that minus has to be included. But in this example, the introductory example, all of them are just pluses. So I'm gonna highlight this guy. So that's the guy that's next to x. There shouldn't be any coefficient of x squared. In other words, there shouldn't be anything in front of x squared. And as you can see, there's nothing there. And if there is something there, then that's a different method. Okay, so we're gonna have to do more work than this. Okay, but if there is nothing, then you've got something like that. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna first look at your this number right here, okay, the number that has no x or no x squared, and you need to list all possible factors of that number. Okay, so you're gonna need a calculator that you can just go ahead and open up, and I can just open it in the actual activity too. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to find all pairs of factors of 28. So first I'm going to list 1 and 28. So we should always list the 1 and then the number itself. But that's not going to be the only pair of factors. We can also, let's take a look at what else can be divided, what other factors maybe we're missing. So let's see if a 2 is a factor. So we take 28, divide that by 2. Okay, that's 14. So it's a whole number, so 2 is a factor. So 2 and 14 is another pair. Okay, let's see if 28 is divisible by 3. So let's see if that's going to be a possible solution. So we're going to do 3. No, because that gives us the 9.333. So that's not going to work. Okay, how about 4? Yes. So 4 and 7. And you can also check that there is not going to be anything else. So you've basically listed all of them. It's not divisible by 5, not divisible by 6, 7 you already have, not going to be divisible by 8. So you can check all of that, but that's basically all you've got. So at this point, what are you looking for? You want the product of these numbers to be equal to 28, and it is. That's how you found it. So the product is 28. Okay, so in all of these. So that really doesn't matter because they're all the same. What matters is the sum. So you have to add up the pairs of factors, right? So 1 plus 28, that would be 29. 2 plus 14, that would be 16. And 4 plus 7, that would be 11. Then you look at this column, the sum, and you figure out which of these numbers match the second number you've got, which is the coefficient of x. So I can see that the number I want is this one right here, the 11, right? That matches this 11 right here. So what that tells you is that, let me make it red, this pair of numbers is what I call a winner. So 4 and 7 are a winner. What that means is the factored form will be x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 7. So now that you think that's the correct answer, what you should do is check your work. How do we check our work? Well, we have to do FOIL. So to check, oops, sorry, it just kind of ran away from me. So let's check, okay? So check this this one right here. So we're gonna do first, so the FOIL, right? First outer, inner, last. Okay, so first x times x, that's x squared. That's x times 7, that is 7x. Then 4 times x, that's plus 4x. And plus 4 times 7, that's 28. Okay, so these two are like terms that can be combined, and that gives you 11x plus 28. So this matches that, which means that check, you have factored it correctly. So I'm going to look at one more example, and then in further videos, I will look at some of the negative ones. So let's look at this one. So it's x squared plus 11x plus 30. So let's try to factor that one. Okay, so we've got x squared plus 11x plus 30. We want to factor it. So again, what we're going to do is make this table. And in the table, we're going to have these pairs of factors. Then over here, we're going to have a sum, and here a product. So we are starting with this number right here, and it's positive, and it's a 30. And we want to come up with pairs of factors, basically, that would multiply to 30. So first of all, of course, you start with 1 and end with 30. That's one possibility. Then see if 2 is a factor or not. So, okay, so what is 30 divided by 2? So you can verify that that's going to be 15, right? So, and then you do have 2 and 15 as pairs of factors. So 2 and 15. So this multiplies to 30, this multiplies to 30. Okay, how about 3? So let's try 3. Is 3 going to be? Yes, 3 is a factor, so 3 and 10 is a factor. Okay, so we can try 4 and just keep dividing. Okay, that's not gonna happen because this is a decimal. You can try 5, but you already had that, right? 5 and 6, so maybe not. No, you didn't. Okay, so there is one other pair that you need to consider, 5 and 6. Okay, so 6 obviously is already listed. 7, that's not gonna be a factor of 30. 8 will not be a factor of 30. 9, I don't think it is a factor of 30. So you can just keep doing that. But maybe 10 is, yes, that's 3, but we already listed it. So you see 3, 10 we listed. So basically those are the only possibilities. So all of these multiply to 30. Now for the sum, let's add them up. 1 plus 30, 31. 2 plus 15, 17. 3 plus 10, 13. 5 plus 6, 11. Which one is the winner? So what do we mean by the winner? Well, they have to add up to this number. So 11. Positive 11. Okay, so and we can see that this guy right here, which by the way just happened to be the last pair listed, it doesn't have to be, of course it could even be the first one, right? So that's your winner. So that means that the factoring is going to look like this. So you put x and x, then you put the numbers that you see, so 5 here, 6 here, and because both of these numbers are positive, we have 2 plus signs. Now, using FOIL, you should verify that you get the original expression, which is, if I do that, x squared plus 6x plus 5x plus 30, and then these guys would add up to 11x, so that means that I did it right.